silver is soaring, and because it's part of my portfolio, we're going to analyze things today because it is approaching all-time highs. Now it is up about 30% since I bought, so 33% on one and 21% on the other. When you look at it, it does look overbought on the weekly time frame, as well as the 4 hourly and the daily. So let's have a little look and see what silver's going to do next. But there's no point me explaining it if there's someone better than me who can explain it, and we'll have a little look together. And I probably will be taking profits out because I expect at least a short-term pullback soon. So hopefully Monday opens green, we'll take some profits, and we're laughing because currently in my portfolio I'm doing alright this year, especially compared to previous years, and I'm getting the hang of things. Like, you need to take profits along the way, and I just want to carry on being in the green and outperforming the majority of even professional hedge fund investors. Let's be honest, because this year that's the level I'm at. Let's hope it continues. I know you're only made in bear markets and bull markets, everyone makes money, but we want to be able to take the majority of that away into the bear market where we buy more.
Hey everyone, and thanks for jumping back into the Metalverse. Today, we're going to talk about silver. It is rapidly approaching all-time highs. If you guys like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, and also check out the sale on Into the Cryptoverse Premium at intothecryptoverse.com. Let's go ahead and jump in. So, we did a video on this a few weeks ago. I think we called it like Silver Eyes all-time highs or something like that, back when it was at 40. But now it's at 46, and so it is getting relatively close. If you look over here at the prior all-time high, it was right around $49.83. So what I think is the most likely outcome here is for silver to sweep the prior all-time high. Okay? That seems like the most likely outcome. Gold did something very similar. It just took silver a longer time to get there. But so see what gold did? It basically rallied up to the prior all-time high. It extended beyond it a little bit, right? It went beyond it, about 8% or so. And then it ended up getting about a 20% drop, right? So I could see something happening for silver, like in a really similar fashion. I could see it essentially moving up to the prior all-time high, hitting 50. It could go beyond 50, right? I mean, if it were to go 8% like gold above it, that would put it at closer to like 53, 54. You know, with it being a lower market cap, it could even exceed that. But generally speaking, I think the path for silver could very well just mimic gold, where it goes up, sweeps the high, and then gets a pullback down here. I'm not saying it's going to come back down here, right? I don't think that. I think it'll do something like what gold did, where it just consolidates for a little bit, okay? So the other thing to consider is that gold, I mean, look, I've been bullish on gold and silver for years, right? In every video on my channel, if you go to the playlist for precious metals, you'll see I'm always bull posting about them because I generally think they are going to go higher for probably for many years, to be completely honest. So there are going to be some consolidation phases along the way. One of the things to consider is that when Ethereum made an all-time high, Bitcoin got a brief correction, and you could argue that Bitcoin is currently in that correction, right? Bitcoin started this correction in mid-August, and that's when Ethereum hit an all-time high. So Bitcoin got a correction when Ethereum made a new all-time high. A lot of people keep calling for gold to get a correction, and it probably will, but I think the correction by gold will happen after silver hits an all-time high. So I think that's what's basically happening right now. So if you're curious how it's going to play out, my best guess is up, sweep the high, fall back in, and then consolidate for a little bit in 2026 before likely going higher after that. Okay? So that's how I ultimately think this is going to play out. We already talked about this a few weeks ago, and obviously we do a video on gold and silver every few months. But all in all, that's more or less how I see this sort of finishing out this move up, consolidate, and then eventually move higher. And gold did something very, very similar, right? It took a long time for it to hit a new all-time high. Once it did, it consolidated for a while, and then ultimately it broke out once again. So I'm expecting silver to follow suit. And we'll see if that plays out. Again, if you guys like the content, make sure you...
That's crazy, bro. And because of that reason, and based on that reason alone, because of what gold did previously, I'll probably be buying relentlessly on the pullback. Now, pullbacks with silver, especially because their bull markets last a lot longer, it can be time capitulating. So it can be annoying. That's why I probably will take out this position here, the 33%. Take that out. And I think it is a larger position size, I believe. Actually, that's a smaller position. Is the other one bigger? Yeah, that is the larger position size. So I'll sell this, then I'll try and buy back a lot more on the pullback. So I only put a little bit in, but I want to buy and hold silver for the long run. So maybe if we do get a significant pullback, especially if it is 20% from here, how much would a 20% pullback be from here? About $36. But if we move that up, so let's say it does go to $55, worst case, and then we're drawing 20%, so it would be $43. So it is similar to what it's at now. Even then, I still think it's smart to take the profits, but I'll wait for a pullback and we'll see what's going on, because metals are probably going to go up indefinitely, especially with the way they print the fiat currency and the US dollars. They love to print that. So silver and gold and all the metals really, plus fixed supply risk assets, will probably go up indefinitely, but I just think this is way safer.